Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Potato. Did I just see a cheeky fire occurring down there? Yes, indeed, I did. Wow, that's actually at a really key building. That is at the unload stop over there, the unload cargo station. Anyway, hello, welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. As I've already said, I'm Open Potato. Don't know why I feel the need to say it again, but you know what? Double time, it's all good. Right, so where are we? What's the status of things? What is going on? Well, in the last episode, we did some very much needed pipeline construction. And can I just say, again, these two construction offices doing an absolutely incredible amount of work. We have made a little bit of progress over here, actually. In fact, a lot of pipeline section is either completed or in the process of completing at this moment in time. So that is really great to see. There's also a bunch of pipeline on the actual island that have completed as well. So that's really good too. I've let the game run for, around about a month or something, just to sort of give the game an opportunity to catch up to my ambition. My ambition, of course, to make sure that all of this is connected at some point soon. When that will be, who knows? But it's not really a particular rush. I mean, it is a rush, or it is a priority, I should say. It's a priority to return Refinovsky to operation, and Chemgrad as well, because Chemgrad is a little bit short of a little bit of oil, so we want to try and up our oil production as much as we possibly can. But anyway, that whole pipeline is very much under construction at the moment, and that is going to continue until it's done, really. We are out of steel, or we are slightly low on steel in the open storage area. However, that will be replenished over time. The steel mill that we did indeed sort of optimize over the past couple of episodes. It looks to be working fine. I tweaked the signals over here just a little bit. I think it should make it work a little bit better, a little bit more efficiently. We're still a little bit low on the old coal, which irritates me, honestly. Irritates me deeply. So as the first order of business today, I'm actually going to go and get 2 brand new coal trains. Now, I would like the coal train to run from the coal ore processing area all the way down directly into the steel mill. So I'm gonna get what color train should I get? I mean, I need diesel locomotives. I don't have any of the DV class, the class 5s anymore, unfortunately. So that's deeply saddening. Why don't we get? Oh, it's too big. It's too big. It's too big, that train. Sure, just get 2 of these, the CME 3s. We'll keep this around until I remember to use it. Don't know why. Don't know why we would need it. It's just too big. Okay, build the train out there. Can I? No. Right, gotta sell this train. There we go. Am I able to put you in front of there? No? Okay, alright. I gotta manually do this. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice and fun. Very fun, very appreciative of that video game. Alright, anyway, what do we want to accomplish today? Well, we want to accomplish a good couple of things. First of all, this. Getting a little bit more cheeky coal movement. Wait until loaded. We want to load 100% of coal. Then we want to skip right back across to the steel mill over here. And then we want to say... not necessarily, in fact, yes, necessarily. Definitely wait until unloaded there. Even if it causes a little bit of hassle, I'm sure it'll end up being a worthwhile thing to do, because we are constantly in need of more and more coal. Okay, so that sorts that out. That is good. That's at least something taken care of. It's going to take a little while for that to filter through into the system, because, of course, there is a reasonably large bit of track that the train will need to go around in order to get back here, but that's totally fine. I just noticed that Kolgradsky train diesel station is running a little bit low. A little bit low on the old fuel, which is somewhat less than ideal, I must say. but hopefully that will be rectified. Okay, that's great. Very, 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 very nice indeed. So, what are we going to be doing in this episode? Well, a couple of things, as I've already highlighted. I mean, everything is running pretty darn smoothly at the moment. The big old tunnel that we are still in the process of constructing over here, we're making leaps and bounds of progress with it, actually. We are 85% of the way through. Oh my goodness, we're just a couple more episodes. Just a couple more episodes and we'll actually be there. So that's really, really good. Okay, the first order of business of the day is going to be trying to fix reoccurring traffic problems in Potatograd. So, if I hold over here for just a second, you can actually see quite clearly. Of course, I choose the exact moment in time to demonstrate when you can't actually see quite clearly. The point that I'm trying to illustrate is that although we added this additional bridged section over here, that does seem to have improved traffic somewhat. However, optimistically, I believe that I can improve it just a little bit further by adding in a bridge over here. Well, a bridge or a tunnel, but I mean, it has to be a bridge, frankly. We can't go underground, not at this moment. So that is what I want to do. I want to quickly see if we can slot a bridge into here, just to optimize that just a little bit more the traffic flow over here. Because when there's two trains in the station, it can actually be quite a while. Yeah, so for example, this is one of the examples. Look at how much traffic is queuing up, and this isn't good. This isn't good at all for food deliveries to all of the different shopping centers. Speaking of food deliveries, we want to sort out, or at least try and sort out, a little bit, I guess, a little bit better of a distribution system, because we're gonna need it. We're gonna absolutely need it. So I want to reposition some of these shopping centers, maybe get them reconfigured to work with those small barns that I highlighted in the last episode. So yeah, that's something else that I want to do. I also want to bring online a proper amount of clothes transportation and a proper amount of clothes production, I guess you could say. I mean, if we have a little look at the economy tab, import of resources, I mean, we're what, 3 days into May? Already, clothes is a pretty darn large expenditure. It's actually the largest expenditure in comparison to food, which is surprising, actually. Very, very surprising. But yeah, that's fine. We'll aim to fix that over the course of today. Also, chemicals and chemical production, that I'm kind of hoping will naturally fix itself with the whole, you know, I guess, re-energization or re-oilinization. Is that a word? That's almost certainly not a word. I don't think it's a word. The re-oilinization of the Chemgrad huge chemical plants, because these guys can output so many chemicals each and every day. It's just a case of making sure that they've got all of the resources to do exactly that. We're totally fine for money. We're totally fine for money. We're very, very good. You've got loads and loads of resources on you, 5.2 tons of chemicals. Yeah, we're going to need to reconfigure this area at some point. That is not for today, however. We don't need to worry about that too much. And also, we need to start using... okay, so this is a problem. This is indeed a little bit of a problem. Ideally, we don't want to have any delay. Any delay over here. This is not good. Okay. Stick that in there. Yeah, we ideally want a little bit faster transit for the train that is going to Shipski, to Dokski, whatever. We want to make sure that we absolutely get a little bit of a faster route. Maybe we build a bespoke express route. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Right, so let's get this bridge in place first, and then we can worry about fashion accessories and whatnot in a little bit. So, the problem with this bridge is that it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for a couple of reasons. It's going to be a challenge. I can actually remove that fairly easily. This is the sort of area that we have to play with, to be honest. We don't have very much. And you are, of course, out of power because the trafo is not connected at this moment in time. I can take that back a little bit further. Actually, I can't take it back a little bit further. I think I'm actually going to sell this. I think I'm actually going to sell this this tram. It's just going to make things a heck of a lot easier. Right, so that gives us the appropriate distance, really, that we've got to play with. It's actually probably a little bit less. Primarily because we just don't have the connection. Oh, this is going to be a challenge. I mean, is it possible for me to loop this around here? I think that's actually what I want to do. The reason why is I would love to get a bridge to come straight out the side of the trafo, to be honest. Crossing isn't allowed. But a crossing of that height is allowed. Honestly, that's a phenomenal crossing. If we're able to get that, then that would make me very, very happy indeed. Angle of connection is too sharp. I think that that's because it's mixing with this road over here. If we take that back... Oops. Take this back and down to there, then that is pretty darn perfect. Does sort of leave open a little bit of road. And if we get that connected up there, we get that bit removed. That's fine. To be honest, that's actually mostly perfect. There is an outstanding connection that needs to be made over here. That can be made over there. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. And what else do we need to do? What else do we need to make a connection? Where else do we need to make a connection? Ideally over here, actually. Yeah, this is pretty important. Also, I can totally delete these tracks. I don't know why these tracks are just chilling around. Now that we've got a proper, you know, track set up on both sides. Okay. Apparently we can't do that, but it's there in thought. Okay, there we go. Take this all back. We're just going to stick with this setup, you know, so we've got two tracks that are serving southbound traffic and 2 tracks that are serving northbound traffic. Yep, reasonably happy with that setup. Right, I'm going to undo this because I dislike it, and we're going to instead see if we can take a path connection over there. That's good. In fact, is that compatible with that road that I just built? That totally is compatible with that road that I just built. So that's quite nice. All right, well, let's build that. It's only going to cost us 90,000 rubles, which is a pretty small amount of cash. And then after that, we just need to make sure that we've got a connection to here. Yeah. I think that that is excellent. All right. And so that should re-energize the trams. We might need to get another tram, but that's okay. Where are you going to go? Potatograd, Industrigrad. There we go. Can you go to... Can you find where you need to go? It should all be connected. We should have power. It should all work. The trams should work. The trams are becoming somewhat of a problem in my mind, to be honest. They're not exactly great. They're not fantastic. I don't love them. I don't love them at all. Yeah, let me get that in there. And yeah, so that will replace the one that I just sold. Yeah, don't love trams. Don't love trams. However, the good news is that this brand new bridge that we've connected should only really be used by trams. Yeah. I thought a lot about where we should actually put this bridge. I was originally contemplating, like, around here, but then that wouldn't be on the sort of direct thoroughfare, and therefore didn't really sit well with me. Didn't really sit well with me at all. Either way, that should rectify sort of all of our issues, really. Why the heck do we not have fuel coming in over here? Yeah, why the heck do we not have fuel coming in? Are we out of fuel? We are totally out of fuel. That is not a good thing to see. That is not a good thing to see at all. Right, and why is that the case? Do we have any trucks that are coming to drop off fuel here? Yeah, we do indeed. It's just gonna take a good long time. Irritatingly enough, that is a problem. And the reason that it's a problem is, again, because we're not importing any oil, and so therefore that means that we're processing less and less fuel, and we're able to move less and less fuel. We're moving 8.7 tons of fuel at a time, and so therefore less fuel is getting to where it needs to go. I mean, it's a big old problem. It's a big old problem. It's a big old problem. We need an abundance of fuel to literally fuel our empire. If we don't have that, then we're in trouble. This train, to be honest, should probably at least be stopped for now. Yeah, turn around. Head to your depot. Sure. Absolutely. Give that a shot. We'll keep you out of the way for now. Don't know what we're going to do with the excess bitumen, but, you know, the fuel is very much needed to be somewhere else. Also, we should probably set up a bunch of a bunch of Maz trucks in order to transport the fuel, so that we're actually able to transfer it in a significant enough quantity. Tell you what, this is probably a fairly good opportunity to get another 2. That's right, I said it. 2 distribution offices. This is, I guess, swiftly becoming the distribution hub. The distribution hub of, well, the entire map, to be honest. And I'm totally okay with that. I like how we have distribution hubs. I like how this is now a thing. This is very good. Orbital approves. Orbital big thumbs up approves. Right, so let's do something like that. Yep. Bada bim, bada boom. Get that bot. Get that bot as well. Get that bot as well. I don't know where all my money's coming from at the moment. Where's all my money coming from? Let's have a little look. Why am I so wealthy? Mostly through the export of nuclear fuel. Well, it's good. It's very good. There is nothing more to say on that. It's very good. I'm very, very glad that we're exporting nuclear fuel. This is 2 thumbs up from Orbital. Again, another iconic 2 thumbs up situation. Right, let's buy far too many Maz tanker trucks. Brilliant. And if we buy all of these trucks, then what we can do is we can say, hey, both of these trucks are going to have the exact same mission. And the mission is to pick up fuel from here. There we go. Load fuel right over there. Both of these trucks are going to do that. Or both of these truck stops are going to do that. And then they're going to unload fuel in here as long as there is less than 90%. Right? You with me? As long as there is less than 90%, we are going to move resources, we're going to move fuel over to here. So that sort of means that all of the individual little cistern trucks that we've got just sort of moving around, not like that one. The trucks that are, you know, dropping oil off over here, like this one, for example, that goes from Refinovsky oil/fuel storage. We don't need to worry about that one too much. Hold on. You are going here. So we already have one. We already have one distribution office that is doing this exact route. But now that we've got the Mazes on board, hopefully that's going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference until, of course, we've got enough fuel to actually move. So that's somewhat of a problem. But when we eventually do get the oil that we need to process into fuel, then we're going to be able to move it so much faster with all of these Maz trucks. In fact, this is probably significant overkill. But you know what? You know what they say about overkill? Overkill is underrated. So there you go. Bada bim, bada boom. I said it. Right. Let's have a little status update on the bit of train track over here. Not much progress, but, you know, can you really expect anything from a bridge that is going to be redundant just about as soon as it's built? In fact, it's already redundant. We're doing so much more with Maz trucks at the moment that it's almost pointless to even conceive of a future where we utilize a train over there. But anyway, that's kind of by the by. Okay, so let's turn now to clothing production. So how much do you produce at maximum? You produce at maximum 1.2 tons of clothes per day, and you consume at maximum 2.4 tons of fabric. You produce at maximum 5.0 tons of fabric, and you also consume crops, and you also consume chemicals. Right, well, I sniff an opportunity here to see if we can try and connect up another clothing factory. Because we've got this food factory. This food factory basically can be demolished. In fact, it should be demolished. No reason for it to stick around. Where are the industry connections? Oh, there's an industry connection right here. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That is very, very good. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this out here. We're going to whap down an industry connection. In fact, we're not even going to whap down an industry connection. We're just instantly going to whap down another clothing factory. It's this one here. We're going to whap down another clothing factory. There we go. As the game chugs around a little bit. Don't let that put you off. Goodness gracious me. It's chugging very, very hard at this moment in time. I think, honestly, an orientation not too far away from that would be perfection. In fact, that is pretty much optimal for us. The reason that it's pretty much optimal for us will be explained right now. So, hopefully, I should be able to loop around. In fact, I don't even need to loop around. Holy cow, this is great. So I should just be able to loop around a path. So that'll still connect up to the bus stop with no issues there. Brilliant. Also, let's get that built. Only 167,000 rubles. Not like we were ever really in any doubt that we would have enough money to make this happen, but that's fine. It's directly connected to the fabric factory, which means that the output from the fabric factory is going to go straight into the clothing factory, which is great. We need to get this assigned as a new place to work, which is wonderful. And we need to make sure that the numbers are the same. Yeah, so ideally it should all be the same ratio here. 21%, 22%, 23%. Ah, it's about as close as it can be. Okay, so Grainsky Fabric Factory is on 23%, and the other two clothing factories are, you know, within 1% of that, so that's fine. So that basically means that the ratio of fabric coming out of here will be perfect for the two clothing factories. Yeah, so I'm pretty darn happy with that. Chemicals as well. I mean, chemicals, this is it's a bit of an inconvenience, to be honest. A bit of an inconvenience. Because at the moment we're importing chemicals. Oh, also, I need to connect up a road here. And I forgot that I need to do that. However, I did leave space. And that's, again, why this area is kind of perfect. Also, this connection right here. There's a vehicle moving on it. I really want to get rid of this in order to stick in a road right here. Is that even going to be possible? I don't think it will be possible, to be honest. It's one of the only things that actually requires crops. Yeah. Okay, well, you can see exactly what I mean. You see exactly what I want to do. So, yeah, something like this. Can I cut the corner down any more than that? Not really. But I can connect up. I can connect up. Like so. Right, so when we have the opportunity, we're just going to stick in a road connection over here. It's pretty important because there are a couple of routes that draw fabric directly. I'm thinking of the routes primarily that deliver resources to this warehouse right here. This fabric is locally produced, and so it's pretty important that we do that. Right, has our increase in coal made any difference? I think it has, you know? I think it actually legitimately has. This is looking good. This is looking good in terms of steel. Look at that. That's 108 tons waiting. Wowzers, that's crazy. It's 108 tons waiting there for export, which is really, really nice. Yeah, very, 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 very happy with that. And also, it looks like this area that I changed up signal-wise. It looks like it's improved, so that's great. Right, so back to clothes just for a second. Back to clothes. We've actually got clothes production, which is great, really, really, really great. And we should still have plenty of crops. Yeah, we should have loads and loads of crops. That's totally fine. Also, I want to sort out alcohol. I want to make sure that we get that all up and running. 108 tons of clothes. That's very cool. So who is dealing with clothes maneuvering at the moment? I mean, there's a couple of trucks that are... There's literally just one truck that is dropping off resources. Right. Well, would you like your own station? Your own distribution center. That's the term. Not your own station. Trucks don't have stations. Actually, that's not true. They do actually have stations. Right. We'll get a small distribution center, which I guess is like a cardinal sin in my books. You can't really have a small distribution center, but I'm gonna be real cheeky right now and build one because I don't really think that we need more than one. Right. And come on. There we go. Lovely. A wonderful little road in there. Excellent. Get that built. Fantastic. And then as soon as this small distribution center is up and running, we're going to whap that truck in there. Excellent. And then we are going to do a couple of things, actually. First of all, we are going to assign new pickup points. So these are going to be the pickup points for the closed transportation trucks. And they're going to move the truck... the trucks. They're going to move the output of these factories into here. Yeah, that's going to be set on unload. Storage percentage above 90. Excellent. We're also going to use this as an opportunity to move beer. That's right. And alcohol. That is what we are going to do. Excellent. We don't want to use the big mazes for this. So we'll just stick to 4 additional KMZ 410 trucks, which is excellent. Okay, so it's literally going to be a case of moving the clothes from here to here, the alcohol from here to here. Okay, excellent. That is step 1 kind of accomplished. Step 1 is kind of accomplished. Now, do we have clothes? We do not have clothes in the Kolgradsky warehouse. That is somewhat of a bummer. Do we have a Kolgradsky small distribution office? Yes, this is the small distribution office that I want. So you take from Kolgradsky warehouse and you drop off to the shopping centers. You load from Grainsky Road Cargo Station, which is that road cargo station. So if I add this as a new pickup point, I can say load up clothes and alcohol here. And then I just need to add the pub to the distribution list as well. Or the 2 pubs, should I say. Building needs a road connection. That pub is never going to get a road connection in its current form, which is a crying shame, to be honest. Every pub deserves a road connection. Right. And then the pubs unload over there. Excellent. Yeah, you know what? Let me change this pub around a little bit. I'm pretty sure we can do better. I'm pretty sure that we can do better. We've got to be able to do better. If we can't do better, then goodness gracious me, things have degraded severely. Right. Clean up a little bit. Clean up a little bit. Excellent. Maybe we should make people pass through the pub before going to work. I mean, would that not be just the best policy? Would that not just be fantastic? I think that would be excellent. Right, I mean, okay. The area that we have elected to stick this pub leaves us very little room for maneuverability. However, it's possible. I knew it was possible. It's just that simple. Right. Definitely, you know, making sure that pubs have got all of the alcohol that they need. I think that that is absolutely achievable by the end of this episode. I mean, I know that I say that every episode, but I'm serious this time. I'm serious this time. All the other times I wasn't serious. This time I'm really serious. It's totally doable. Right, and then this comes up here. Crossing is not allowed. What crossing exactly was that? This is the crossing of pathways and roads. Excellent. Well, that's totally fine. I mean, these sports fields, these are all legacy items anyway. They don't really concern me. We'll keep them around for now, but we do have a gymnasium right over here anyway to deal with everyone's sporting needs. And then we should also probably just get a path that connects, like, this up here. Just in case people don't actually want to go through the pub in order to get to their place of work. Or in order to drop their, you know, their kids off at school. Or kindergarten, should I say. Maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't force them to go through the pub. That does seem a little bit mean. Does seem a little bit mean. Okay, so going back to the Kolgradsky small distribution office. Let's have a little look. Let's get the pub added. Excellent. The pub is added. And all of a sudden, everything should start to work. It's this distribution office right here. Right. We don't actually have any trucks that are currently engaged at the moment. Also, is this a refrigerated truck? It's not a refrigerated truck. Not a refrigerated truck. So, maybe it's worth us trying to get one singular refrigerated truck. Yeah, tell you what, let's sell this. There we go. Because we've got meat here. We've got meat here, and we're just not transporting as much meat as we can. This truck goes direct from... Yeah, this truck goes directly from the factory. Let's move you to there. And that will allow us to move meat as well, right? So if I move your home depot to the small factory here, there we go. We're allowed to transport meat as well. Excellent. So does that mean that immediately we should start moving meat? It means that immediately we'll probably be able to start moving meat. If I add this as a source. There we go. Load the meat. Excellent. Look at that. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. You're presumably going to go to unload 100% of meat at the Kolgradsky shopping center. That's totally fine. We'll take a judgment call a little bit later on about whether we need more infrastructure in order to make that work. Do we need a couple more trucks? Do we need a larger distribution office? Do we? Who knows? Who knows? It's a mystery. But at the moment, it looks fine. It looks mostly okay. So I think that is Kolgradsky pretty much catered for. The fact that Kolgradsky still doesn't have 100% food is deeply infuriating to me. But that's okay. What do we got going on here? There was a fire at some flats in Kobe. That's okay. That's great. That's great. I'm glad that it's extinguished. I mean, it's not great, but I'm glad that it's extinguished. That's good news. Very good news. Okay, we can't store or export clothes. Now that is kind of my fault, but also kind of not my fault. We have hit our capacity over here. Well, that is good news in the regard of it will allow us to get a brand new train on the rails. What do I want to get? I'll just get one of these. I'll get one of the cheap ones because I can't afford anything else at this moment in time. All right, and then a whole bunch of boxcars. I again can't afford anything. That's somewhat of a problem. I mean, I will be able to afford some more boxcars in just a second, presumably. Do we not have any? Do we not have any boats or anything that are going out to anywhere? Yes, this is the fabric factory connection that I was talking about. This is what we need to get sorted. Let me see if I can now sort the fabric factory connection, because if we let that get too out of control, then there will be issues. Oh, this is deeply irritating. Oh, I think we got a chance here. We got a chance. You darn dingus. It was so close. We were so close to having just absolutely zero bulldozers on this route. Gosh darn it. That's infuriating. That's absolutely infuriating. So do you guys all work at the same depot? Forklift garage. Yep. So take the fabric factory off there. Cool. And then we'll see if we can try again. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they don't all work on the same depot. Oh, God. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Excellent. Brilliant. Great news. Okay, let's go into mods. Let's get our crossing. Can we just get it connected up? Oh, just like that. Perfect. Except it didn't work. And therefore, we're going to need to take a slightly more manual approach. And we're also going to have to recalibrate all of the forklift offices in order to make it work properly. But that's no big deal. And also, we're out of finance. So that is a bit of a problem. All right, a 2-point-something bridging loan. Also, let's get this paid off. Let's get this loan paid off. So at least that means... There we go. At least that means that we stop paying our most high rate of interest. The 4.5%. Excellent. And it leaves us with a little bit of cash in the bank as well. Right, Grainsky Agro Farm... Find connections. You know what? Honestly, let's just find every connection. Find every connection. I know this could create somewhat of an issue, but look, it's fine. It's fine. We can try again. We can maybe upgrade all of our forklifts if indeed that is required at some point. But for now, the fabric factory producing at great haste, which is wonderful. All right. Good stuff. Are we full? We're not full. We're not full. Not quite yet. Why are we... Ah, holy cow. How did you end up getting picked up? You didn't get picked up in a train, did you? No. You would have got picked up by a truck that is moving the resources over here with you. Gotcha. I'm good on that front. That's totally acceptable. That's totally fine. Right. Are we moving alcohol now? Because we should be moving alcohol over here. Right, because you are covered by Grainsky Small Distribution Office, which has got 4 It's because the distillery should be on load. Yeah, okay. So we get that rectified. That is great. And that should mean that the distillery is now also going to move resources over to the warehouse over here. Let me pop back to the train depot, and we will see if we can try and get some cargo wagons. What am I looking for? I'm looking for some boxcars. Don't think we can get any more. That's fine. Right. Is one closed train good enough? Probably. Probably it is. Probably it is, at least for now. Right, and we're just going to utilize the exact same warehouse in the center of Potatograd. That's going to be the thing that holds clothes. That's going to be the place where we hold clothes. We've got the capacity to hold 16 tons of clothes. Is that enough? Probably not. That's maybe a little bit more appropriate. I think that's probably a little bit better. Still not sold on the effectiveness of only holding 132 tons of food. That does strike me as somewhat of a problem. But then again, this area that we're working in is very tight. It's very tight, and I don't think that we're going to be able to easily configure it to work with another warehouse. No, I don't think so. Right, so that takes away the need to get another closed train. I mean, we only really want one singular closed train. Was that the train that I just dispatched? I think that was the train that I just dispatched. Did I tell you to load clothes? I didn't tell you to load clothes. I need to tell you to only load clothes. Load 100% of clothes and then just drive around until you're fully unloaded, honestly. Yeah, fine. Unload 100% of clothes. Excellent. Good. Okay, so that is one train. The other train that we can reasonably easily get is an alcohol train. And you know what? I'm going to take out another 2 million loan because I don't want to wait around. And this time it's only at a 4.4% rate of interest, which is great. That means that we can actually pay off our other 4.5% rate of interest, pay off the maximum amount that we can. And what do you know? That still leaves us with 800,000 in the bank. Also at a lower rate of interest. How great is that? It's very, very great. Very, very great indeed. Right, so chill out here. Do I want you to wait until loaded with 100% of beer? No, not necessarily actually, but you will be an exclusive beer train. Now this is the one to hijack, folks, if indeed you're interested in hijacking trains. This is the train that you're going to want to find. It's very rare that you'll see a beer train out in the wild, but here it is. Right, so we've got that dispatched already. Now that is 4 trains that we have bought over the course of this episode. Now, that's quite a lot. Also, have a look at this Novoya Ironski. Look at this area. Holy cow, we're making some wonderful progress. We are making some wonderful, wonderful progress over here. In fact, we're almost completely done. We're almost completely done. Wow. Yeah. No, that is incredible. I'm very, very happy with that. Doesn't sort of solve the problem that we've got too much iron being produced at this moment in time, but it's fine. Right. Yeah, so all looking good. Very, very happy with that. What can I say? Things are looking good. I want to demolish this. I want to demolish this gravel processing plant. Yeah, legitimately. Oh, there's still vehicles inside. Okay, empty the gravel here. Yeah, I want to demolish this gravel processing plant. It's not great for pollution, but to be honest, it runs so infrequently that I don't even think it matters that much. The gravel processing V2 is just better in every sense. It's so good. It processes more than enough. The setup that we've got going on over here is so far superior. There we go. That's a bit irritating that we can't do that, but that's okay. We'll get that sorted. It's impeding the flow of vehicles, of buses specifically, which is irritating. But that can't really be helped. What have you got? Load 100% of coal. Good, 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 good. Yeah, we've definitely got more than enough coal to load. Yep, and we're processing coal at a pretty decent rate. We need a few more people, honestly. We need a few more people to be working in these processing centers. If that could be done, then that would be That would be fantastic. Tell you what I'm going to do. Sell you. Excellent. Sell you. Excellent. And ditch you. Sell you too. There we go. It's down. It's down. Goodness gracious me. It took a while to get us to that point where I felt confident enough to actually just get rid of it, but I'm really, really glad that we did, because that now means that we should be able to process coal at a faster rate. There we go. Looking wonderful. Alright, and then let me just get this upgraded to gravel as well. Although, truth be told, there's not really a necessity for me to do this right now. I guess we could just let the construction officers do it. Yeah, give the dumper truck something to do, I guess. That'd be cool. And then this area, I suspect, will be more than enough to supply all of the gravel that we actually need. So yeah, I think that should be totally adequate. And this presents us with a brilliant new space where we can put houses and high-rise flats, but again, doesn't need to be done right now, and in fact, it's not going to be done right now. I'm mostly hoping that we're just going to be able to sort out our train setup at the moment. That is what I'm really banking on. How is the small distribution office doing? It's doing quite well. It's doing quite well, in fact. Doing quite well. Very, very happy with that. We don't need any... We don't need anything else over here, do we? No, we're pretty much fine on everything. In fact, we don't even need that much fabric. We're actually totally fine on fabric. Just drifting through the smog there. Is it at all possible? I mean, there's another factory connection over here. There's another factory connection over here, and it's very appealing to me. It's very appealing to me that we test out this brand new building, this brand new modded building that I've not thus far tested, and that's the small barn. I've talked about the small barn before because I wanted to see if I can try and incorporate it into my food delivery network somehow. There we go. Yeah, so I think we're going to try and give this a shot. Right, so if I can delete all of this, that would be great. I also want to just clear up this field. Yeah, ditch this field, as I'm going to try and give myself a little bit more space to work with here. Build that. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so that just frees up a little bit of space for now. Alright, let's go and crack this barn, shall we? Also, I'm going to put the barn in my hotkeys. There we go, small barn. I'm going to stick it as a hotkey because it's quite difficult to navigate to, and all of these things look exactly the same to me. Right, so, small barn, brilliant. What do you actually store? I just closed out of the mod screen. What do you actually store? You store 27 tons of chemicals. How many chemicals do you require at max production? 0.5. So, theoretically, I mean, that is what, like 50 days? That's like 2 months. It's like 2 months of chemicals stored right in this little barn thing right here. Right, so the reason that I got rid of the road is because I think there's just a slightly better way of doing this road. So if I do something along these lines, am I going to need to level the ground a little bit? I am indeed going to need to level the ground a little bit, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. Right, so that is looking very, very nice indeed. And yep, that looks good too. That looks very, very nice. And we'll keep the corner nice and tight. And what do you know? It doesn't even look like we necessarily increase the distance. It doesn't look like we really increased the distance of the road anyway. Right, so this is just going to be purely supplemental to the already existing infrastructure that we've got. The crop supply should remain absolutely fine. I tell you what, these forklifts are having a little bit of difficulty. They're having a little bit of difficulty moving all of the crops to where they need to be moved to, because we've got so much more demand on the crops now. The fabric factory is going pretty much full tilt, and also the distillery is going pretty much full tilt. Yeah. It's good. It's really, really good. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. If anything, it says to me we need to get these forklifts upgraded to not be totally terrible. Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely be an idea. Also, we should probably try and make it so that this grain storage is accessible from both sides so that we don't just have one single access point for forklifts to fill up with grain. But that's not necessarily a problem. Right, discard that storage, limit the amount. We only want chemicals. Only chemicals, nothing else to be stored here. No fabric, no crops, no nothing, just chemicals. Right, and so the next thing to consider is where are we actually storing chemicals nearby here? We're not really storing chemicals nearby here. We are technically storing chemicals up in Potatograd. I mean, there is chemical storage. There's not actually any chemicals around here. Do I really want to be sending a truck all the way? I don't really want to be sending a truck all the way from Potatograd to Grainsky. Well, I say that. I don't really have any other options, do I? I can't transport them by train. But the point is that we require so few chemicals that it's probably not going to be a huge inconvenience. Right, so here's what I'm going to do. A compromise in my mind. I'm going to buy yet another. That's right. I love these small distribution offices. Honestly, the more distribution offices that you have, the better. There's literally no disadvantage to having more distribution offices, apart from traffic, which is a pretty major disadvantage, actually. Right, so small distribution office right over here. We're going to stick to the CAS, not the CAS, the KMZ. Stick to the KMZ. We're gonna get that's the unload point. This is the load point. Brilliant. We're gonna say load chemicals, storage percent above 0, absolutely, and then we are going to move all of the chemicals down to here if the storage percent is below 90. And so it's going to take a little while for that test, I suppose, to be triggered. Look at this. Look at the chock-a-block nature of this area. To be honest, we need some more signals in this track here. Yeah. We need a few more signals. This is a food train. Fine. Man, this is just so busy now. This is so busy. We need this tunnel to be done at some point soon. I feel like we're crescendoing to a point where we're gonna need the tunnel. I mean, we're getting to that point unbelievably rapidly. Also, how is the train that goes to the border to drop off the steel not fixed yet? Oh, I see. I see what the problem is. I see what the issue that you've got here, video game. I see what's happening. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Okay, here's the thing. Don't actually go to Shipski Open Storage. I don't actually want you to go there. Go to Dockski Open Storage and then go to the drop-off point up here. There we go. Demolish that. Don't need that bit of road. And build that. Okay. So, I mean, how possible is it? What the heck have you got on board? Why have you got bricks on board? How the heck do you manage that? Wait until loaded. Go to Dockski. Unload a certain amount at Dockski, however much you've got on board. And then you can go directly over there. Yeah. Why are you loading up right now? Why are you loading up right now? That should not be something that you're doing. Right, I need to see if I can make a very illegal maneuver here. I need to see if I can try and go around here. Is this possible? Too sharp of a turn? I mean, I feel like it is a bit too sharp of a turn, but not that too sharp of a turn. That is a sneaky maneuver right there. Right, we're gonna keep that to one way. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to make the trip over to Barislaw Open Storage. Should just take a turn out here. There we go. Absolutely perfect. And that's where you're going to go from now on. You're going to drop off all of the steel that we need over here. Are we? Wow. Okay, we've actually made, like, loads and loads of boats. So this is the Raketa, by the way. The Raketa is a, I don't know, 136 capacity, I think. 130-something capacity ship. It's real nice. 66. It's a 66 capacity ship. It's half of the, whatever it is, 120 base ship in the game. I like it a lot. I don't know why we're making it. To be honest, we probably shouldn't be making it. Look at that. We're going to watch another one launch. How cool is that? That's brilliant. Give me a big boat to make. Give me a big boat to make. I'm sick and tired of making these piddly little boats and nothing really happening. Give me the Volga-Balt, sure. Make the Volga-Balt. That's wonderful. And then just sell this boat as well, because I mean, I don't need it. I don't need it. Not at this moment in time. Right. Everyone is unloading. I mean, this has been one of the great successes of this playthrough, to be honest. Dogski is going gangbusters. It's going great. It's going really, really good. You're lost. Where are you going? Right. I mean, you should be able to leave. You should be able to leave. That's multi-directional. That's not multi-directional. Yeah, so that needs to be rectified then. We'll need to stick in a return route over here. Ditch that, ditch that. And ditch that in there. Cool. That is one way. That is one way. That is one way. And that is one way. Excellent. Brilliant. No issues? No issues. Wonderful. Why am I not able to unload you? You've... You don't have a power supply, and therefore it's not possible to unload. Well, we do have a power supply over here. There is power flowing through this transformer station right here. So, therefore, let's take 20 seconds to very, very briefly whap this in here. Excellent. Excellent. Lovely, lovely stuff. And bring it out over here. Whap down one of those. Bada bim, bada boom. And we should have power in just a second as soon as we turbocharge the building of our medium voltage switch. And we do. Excuse me? It's on load at this whole darn time. This whole darn time. I didn't even spot it. I didn't even spot it. Yeah. Work. Wait until unloaded. Move there. And turn around. Yes, excellent. Will you manage now, video game? Yes, you managed to go right into here. Brilliant. Wait until unloaded. There's no limits on what you can unload. There we go. It's as simple as that. Alright, fantastic. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. How much steel is that? 240 tons of steel? That ain't bad. That ain't bad in terms of steel. It's not too bad. Okay, erasing the line. Erasing the line. These two Volga-Balt ships are gonna do routes between here and the border. That's great. It's literally gonna be that simple. Anything that I deliver to this area is just gonna be shipped away to another land. Alright, and it looks like I'm gonna have to copy the route manually since it doesn't want to work. Load food? No. Why would I want to load food? That's funky. Alright. Go forth. Excellent. I also noticed that we don't have any fuel over here, which is irritating, but that's, again, not the fault of the distribution office. It's the fault of, well, the fact that we don't have any oil. That's the real problem. And now we're out of workers. How on earth are we out of workers? That should never be the case, frankly. Should never, ever, ever be the case. I think we need more tracks. Just in general, I think we need more tracks. Yeah, we're in desperate need of more tracks. And also, there needs to be a signal there. Also, there just needs to be more signals on this bit of track in general. Yeah. Cool. Wonderful. There's a fire somewhere. It's in Kobe. Alright, well, it'll probably be fine. It's actually just opposite the fire station, so it was actually extinguished before you even noticed. So there we go. Right, are we back on top of our fuel situation? Not really. We're not exactly in a bad place with it either. We're working on it slowly but surely. How are we doing in terms of pipe lining? Is there any sort of major bit of infrastructure that I can help with out here that would make all the difference? I mean, to be honest, we're not actually far off this whole area just working as it should. What if I was to build... If I was to build this? Yeah, let me build that pump. Let me build that pipe. Sure. You know what? I'll help out with this. I'll help out with this too. And then we'll let the rest of this complete. Sure. What the heck? What the heck? We do still need to put down a power supply over here. Shopping center in Potatograd. Okay, yeah. That's a big one. We do still need to put down a power supply over there. I'll probably do that off camera. There's no real need for you to see an excruciating power network setup. I'm just going to stick down a transformer and get a high voltage connection. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Now, so I've talked about Potatograd and the food supply issue. How are we doing now, just as a sort of snapshot? Looks like we're actually on top of close. Looks like we're getting on top of close for sure. Import of resources. It'll be interesting to see exactly what happens in the next month. I suspect, actually, if we look at this year, alcohol, I mean, that's trending downwards-ish, actually, which is really, really nice. Speaking of alcohol transportation, I should probably buy a brand new collection of KMZ trucks, which are going to go here, load up on alcohol, and then unload them at all of the different public houses around the place. There we go. Any other pubs? Are you telling me that we only have 3 pubs? Must have more than that. Wow, we legitimately only have 3 pubs. Okay, well that's cool. So that basically just means whenever we drop below 90% storage of alcohol at these pubs, we will dispatch an alcohol truck to pick up some alcohol from the warehouse and immediately take it over to the pub. So food, we're holding steady for. Clothes, we seem to be holding steady for as well. I mean, we're fine on clothes, we're fine on food in at least the main Potatograd shopping center. The real problem is that, you know, it just goes down so fast. It just goes down so fast. There's meat, which is... I don't even know how the heck I'm going to fix meat. Meat is a tricky one. Meat is a tricky one. I mean, I could start off in the first instance with just getting a bunch of refrigerated trucks. In fact, I've got refrigeration trucks ready for this very occasion. In fact, I think I probably have, yeah, too many refrigeration trucks ready for this occasion. Right, well, here we go. This is my time to shine. This is past me's time to shine. Wow, I love it when I make some sort of decision in the past and it turns out to be such a prevalent, well thought out decision in the future. I love it. The reason that I love it is because it barely ever happens, and let's be frank, that's probably not going to change at any point in the future. Right, so that is a good number of refrigerated trucks that we've managed to move across to... Yeah, there we go. Managed to move across to this medium distribution office right here. I'm going to set up the meat storage area as where we're going to load, and then we're going to unload in all of the other meat-consuming buildings around the city. I think that's it, actually. Yes, that's all we've got in terms of shopping centers. All right, brilliant. And again, we're going to do 90%, 90%, 90%. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We don't need any power supply. We don't need that at all. The only thing that we need is to find a way to get meat out here. That's the problem. That's the problem, is that how the heck are we going to actually transport meat to this vicinity? We can't get a CAS truck. We cannot get a CAS truck. I mean, it's probably just worth us setting up... I mean, we can set up a distribution route, but a distribution route's not going to be responsive enough. And we're going to need a lot of meat over here. We're going to need a heck of a lot of meat. Grainsky Slaughterhouse, direct to Potatograd meat storage. We've got 5 trucks on this route. 5 trucks on this route. Maybe I just sort of drastically increase that. No, I need to assign you to a workplace first. Okay, tell you what I'll do. I'll create a road vehicle depot right in here. A cheeky road vehicle depot without a road connection, which is disappointing. Yeah, okay, ditch that. Then go back and get a cheeky road vehicle depot. How cheeky is this road vehicle depot? Too cheeky, apparently. Right. Come on. Just slide into the DMs, or whatever it is people say these days. Slide into the infrastructure slot. Slide into the perfectly aligned, brilliant, centrally planned grid. That's right. That is what the kids say these days. I knew it. I knew it the whole darn time. Right, so let's move these refrigeration trucks right over here. So that is what? That's 6. We'll get 2 more. Things are looking messy on the screen. That's how you know there's progress happening. Lovely. Okay, so that and that. And that is that a full house? That's a full house of 8. Okay, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So I'm going to copy all of these trucks onto this route. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And then we're going to dispatch them all immediately, which is the first step. The first step to ensuring that, you know, we are delivering more meat to Potatograd, because I imagine that this store is going to be depleted fairly quickly. I mean, meat is one of those things that ends up going pretty darn fast, to be honest, so something to consider. It goes pretty darn fast, but also it's definitely doable. Look at this. The problem is food. The vast majority of the problem is food. And that's why we're going to need to get a barn. And that terrifies me, because getting a small barn here, it's going to be a heck of a lot of work. I should have mentioned the positioning of some of these stores is not great. So, for example, we connect up the barn with the industry connection. If I want to get a barn in here, we're going to have to delete the kindergarten, or at least reposition the kindergarten, or at least reposition the store. And that goes for here as well. We're going to need to reposition the pub. Maybe we get away with sticking a barn right around the back here. We still need to plumb it into the road network, because ideally we'd be doing the deliveries of resources to the barn. Same over here with the main Potatograd shopping center. I'm not going to say that building a barn isn't an option. It's just, you know, it's just like that. All right, we're still importing a good amount of food. How are we doing in terms of alcohol? Alcohol production definitely trending down. Food production actually trending up, which is not ideal at all. I don't really know how that ended up happening. I mean, when you look at last year, also looks like it's trended up towards the end of the year. Yeah, definitely needs more work. Clothes production. Oh, wow, holy cow. Import of clothes has basically fallen off a cliff. That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. I mean, if we look at clothes last month, yeah, so clothes is basically sorted. Clothes is basically sorted in Potatrograds. I mean, I say in Potatograd. There's still a bunch of resources, you know, clothes, alcohol, etc., that are needed in Mini Constructo, but I just haven't faffed around with them thus far. I'm not really inclined to mess with it too much, but we will, you know, obviously get all of the resources that we need to get. I think we'll probably just use. We might use a different setup as opposed to this one. This is very much, in my mind, the food setup, and darned well it works indeed. So that is going to be left alone for sure. That is going to be left alone. Everything else is pretty much operational at the moment. Let me just briefly head back to the steel mill. By the way, thank you to everyone who made some comments about... Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. I didn't do the signals right. It's a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame indeed. So I need to put a chain signal in here. Ditch that for now. Chain signal in there. That there. Cool. And that there. And then delete the signal in the middle there. I think that is suitable. Wonderful. Right. What was I saying? No, I can't even remember. Oh yes, thank you to everyone who recommended. What is this? Do we have a fire station over here? Yes, we do indeed. It's very, very close by, and it's fully staffed. Perfect. Thank you to everyone. Goodness gracious me. Thank you to everyone who submitted ideas for stuff to stick in this coal mill power plant area. I think the general consensus was it is going to be a steel mill. That is going to require a little bit of work on my part, just to sort of mentally figure out exactly where we want to place it, because even though we've got a fairly big space here, the steel mill requires a lot of infrastructure. I mean, look at how much effort it's taken just in this episode to try and optimize the amount of production that we're getting out of it. It's taken a lot. It's taken a lot. And we're not even quite there. I mean, look at this. Yeah, we're not even able to maintain 100% production of steel in our steel mill, which is frankly incredible, but I guess that's okay. I tell you what I'm thinking. Even when we get this tunnel up and running, do I necessarily need to delete this track? I don't think I do. I think I can basically double the capacity of my train line if I leave this track in. Holy cow, that's just actually occurred to me. I think that is probably one of the finest ideas that I've ever had. Not even joking. Not a word of a lie there. I think that's genuinely going to be what happens. I mean, we are working literally with 100%. We're working literally with 100% of our steel currently in the storage yards. Holy cow, that is brilliant. That is very, very good indeed. And now we're going to be able to export more steel than ever. Yeah, that is wonderful. How are we doing over at the boatyard? Oh my goodness, I didn't set these boats. I didn't set these boats until wait until loaded. Okay, so that is just a colossal waste of fuel there, but that's fine, you know, you live and you learn, eh? You live and you learn. Either way, we're definitely getting a handle on our imports. This month, it's only 383,000. How much was it last month? Last month it was 700,000. Although, to be fair, I think a couple of those buildings were a couple of the imports were for construction, but that's okay. That is totally fine with me. Look at this, 161,000 in food. Look at the drastic reduction. Wow, holy cow! The drastic reduction in clothes. Holy cow! Wowzers. So now the entirety of our clothes demand comes from, you know, the other side of the map, comes from Mini Constructo. Mini Constructo and Refinovsky and Kobe and whatnot and all of that. Holy cow. Wowzers, that is incredible. I am very, very happy with that. Right, so we still need to sort out the delivery routes for the Mini Constructo side of the map, but that's not a problem. That's not a problem whatsoever. I tell you what, I feel like that's actually a fairly good place to wrap things up. I know I didn't do a code word last time because that was just me being cheeky, you know. I was thinking, hey, I'm gonna try and catch people out. No, I'm just joking. I forgot. Right. So the code word for this episode is orbital always delivers. That's right. Tell me in the comments how I absolutely 100% always deliver. That would be very, very good of you. Anyway, thank you as ever to all of the supporters of the Patreon on screen right now. Orbital Potato Inc. Patreon supporters, all of those chaps, absolutely brilliant. Also thanks to C Senpai and Banana Nanana for being the two $25 plus patrons over there. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, folks. I've been Orbital Potato. I'll see you next time. Bye.